being loved correctly. I'm not being appreciated. I'm not being uplifted. I don't feel safe. We always beefing. We always getting into it. We not building a brand. We not building a business. We ain't got shit to show. What the fuck is this shit about? What the point if you got a family and y'all ain't got shit? What's the point of having a family? Y'all ain't got shit. Everybody on their own agenda, making their own fucking money and doing what the fuck they got to do for self. I really paid attention in my situation. I don't know what you got going on. That's on you, fam. But I'm going to speak about myself because I ain't ashamed to talk about myself. But when I was looking at myself and the relationships that was going on, what's up, Tanya? I said, oh, hell no. I said, we not accomplishing shit together. I ain't accomplishing shit with a woman. I ain't accomplishing shit with no family. I ain't accomplishing shit with a motherfucking friend. And if we just hanging out with each other, there ain't no fucking accomplishment to me. Because, baby, it need to be some accomplishments going on around this shit. All we do is hang out with each other, get drunk together, get some motherfucking food together, some bullshit like that. Oh, hell no. I'm past the food and us getting together and kicking it. I'm past that. Y'all want to have a million fucking barbecues. Y'all want to meet up a million times. Y'all want to have a fucking million fucking family reunions that don't nobody like each other really like that. What the fuck I'm coming to that shit for? People stop calling me. You going? Nope, I ain't going. What I'm going for? You don't even like, they don't even like me. I don't even like them. I'm not in denial no more that you don't like me. I'm not finna sit up here and go into places where I know you don't like me. I know that we ain't finna, we gonna be fake with each other. What the fuck I'm being fake for? I'm grown as hell. Why I'm finna go around some elder? Because I'm gonna tell you something about the elders. Because A-Rappers say this shit, and a lot of y'all won't say this shit. A lot of the elders is just some assholes. They just some damn assholes and some has-beens, and they ain't on shit, and they didn't accomplish a bitch-ass thing, and they was never nice to a bitch-ass soul. They just some evil, washed-up motherfuckers. I'm sorry. I'll say that shit. See, a lot of times we sitting up here sugarcoating shit for the elders. When we was growing up, they was mad because they shit wasn't together. They ain't really had no money. They ain't really accomplished shit. And they was mad all the goddamn time. I don't want to be around that shit. I ain't no little kid no more. I ain't no little kid no more. You can't talk to me any old type of way. You can't treat me any old type of way. And I damn for sure don't want to be like y'all. Don't want to live like y'all. Don't want none of the shit you own, do, wear, talk about, whatever. Even the type of, that's what you believe in. I want to be opposite of all of that. Oh, I made sure I was opposite of all that. I don't even want a motherfucker to really think that, you know what I'm saying, we related. Shit, if a person thought that we wasn't related, at this point, I'm okay with that. Because why would I keep on accepting bottom shelf love up in my life? I can't focus on top shelf love when I got all these bottom shelf people around me. From family to friends to the environment that I'm in to the little jobs and shit. It's all bottom shelf. What the fuck am I doing? I got to sit down with my goddamn self and evaluate everything. Straight on up. I got to listen to, I got to figure this out. Something ain't right here. We arguing, we beefing, we ain't getting along, shit ain't working out, we ain't building nothing of substance, we always falling out, it's always some disrespect, we always saying we sorry or we don't talk for months. So I'm not finna keep doing this shit. I'm not finna keep doing this shit where we keep falling out with each other about shit that don't even make no damn sense. You mad about something from 5 years ago. With a lot of people that'll have a relationship with you, they'll be mad about something from years ago. I got grown-ups telling me that they mad about some shit that happened when we was fucking kids. You mad about some shit when we was kids? You still hurt about the past? You still mad about that? Or I just don't have time for nobody to question, or I got to second guess. nobody, well, we not accomplishing nothing. You really have to look at those around you, y'all, and see that because they didn't love you right. Look at the neighborhoods we was in. Look at the way that they treated us growing up. A lot of us don't want to talk about how we was treated when we was growing up. We wasn't being treated right when we was growing up. We wasn't talked to right. We was put up in these bad neighborhoods. We was poor. We ain't had shit. Everybody mad. Straight up. On the real, everybody mad or whatever about what we got going on or whatever now. I personally, I'm not finna deal with the disrespect. I'm not finna deal with, you didn't want shit out of life. That's not my fault. I'm not finna help you either. You didn't help me growing up. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all something. If they didn't really take care of you growing up, if they didn't really give you opportunity growing up, if they didn't really love you growing up, what the fuck I look like being a grown man taking care of you? You ain't take care of me. I had to think about a lot of stuff that I was doing because I said I pretty much fend for myself growing up. So what the fuck I look like taking care of everybody when they didn't take care of me? What the hell I look like taking care of everybody? You have to tell yourself that though. A lot of times we doing dysfunctional and backward shit and we don't even pay attention to it because we've been loved incorrectly all our damn life. Of course you sitting up here loving wrong and wrong relationships. All the relationships is wrong because everything around us just been bottom shelf love. It ain't been up to par. And we accepted that. We built off that. We was nourished off that. It was disrespectful as hell. I don't appreciate the way folks talk to each other. I don't appreciate the way that I hear kids talk to. I don't appreciate the environments that I see kids in growing up. This is bottom shelf love. If I'm a kid and you got me in a crime-filled neighborhood, you got me around people that ain't loving or caring, that ain't on shit, what the fuck am I supposed to really fucking do here? You literally have put me in an environment that ain't got no love, that ain't got no resources or anything else. What I really paid attention to, I supposed to grow up and be nice and caring, and look at all of this shit that doesn't happen. Look what all we was exposed to. Look at the environment you was born into. Because see, I don't know about y'all. If you was born with a silver spoon and you was born in the suburbs with your great family and shit, well, what the fuck ever. I ain't talking to your ass. You can take your corny ass to the suburbs. We ain't talking to you tonight. But to y'all that really come from somewhere, that really had to figure this shit out, I really paid attention to how dysfunctional shit was, how we was getting treated, how we was getting talked to, and I disapprove of all of that. I apologize, but I don't agree with that. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to be loved like that. I don't want to do family like that. I disagree with all of that negative behavior. That shit is garbage. I don't agree with the discipline, the way that you whoop your kids, the way that you talk to them and stuff like that. I do not agree with that shit that they was doing when we was growing up. Some of the videos that I see about how women of color or how our family is in a joking way, it's funny, but at the end of the day, that shit ain't funny to me because a lot of times when I'm looking at certain shit, it reminds me of some fucked up shit that happened when I was growing up. And a lot of people won't stand up openly and say this, but I'll say this. A lot of the ways that they was talking to us growing up, the way that they was whooping us growing up and shit, that shit was wrong. I don't agree with that type of discipline. I don't agree with just hitting children with any old type of weapon. I don't agree with calling them all out their names. Calling your kids bitches and hoes is disrespectful. Calling your kids bitches and hoes, putting them in crime-filled neighborhoods, degrading them and disrespecting them and not loving them and treating them wrong, that shit ain't fair. Straight up, that shit ain't fair. On the real. That shit ain't fair or whatever. For us to have to get that type of treatment and that type of love, and then you supposed to grow up and just be a great person, that's kind of hard. A lot of times we don't talk about the neighborhoods that we come from and the sorry ass parents that we had. And I ain't ashamed to sit up here and tell the fucking truth because, see, folks don't understand what's really going on behind closed doors and the environments that people come from and what the fuck they really got to go through and why they so disrespectful or dysfunctional or violent or whatever that it is, because a lot of times you are what you see inside of your household. You are what you see inside of your, that's bottom shelf love. Because a lot of people ain't been loved correctly growing up, and there was a lot of disrespect going on, or you didn't want to be home, or you wanted to. That's why I asked you tonight, are you getting top shelf love? Because really, honestly, if you evaluate your situation, you've been getting bottom shelf love since you was motherfucking born. And a lot of people don't want to admit that or pay attention that they've been getting bottom shelf love since they was born. And that's disrespectful as hell. Because you have to really, as an intelligent person, look at that hurt, look at that pain, and try to sit down and examine that so you can start putting yourself in a higher caliber. A lot of you have low self-esteem because of your family. A lot of you come from a low self-esteem, drug-filled, sorry-ass adults, sorry-ass elders environment. Our elders was sorry than a motherfucker, and I'll say that shit. A lot of you don't want to say this, but I'll say this openly. It ain't no break the curse. The curse is there and it ain't going to stop. See, we say a lot of things we got to get. Let me tell you something. The curse ain't going nowhere. The curse ain't going nowhere. It's up to you to figure out what the fuck you need to do so you can go on about your business. Because, see, people ain't paying attention. I've been hearing people of color say for years, we got to break the curse, break this generational cycle and all. We've been saying that for over 200 years. I'm tired of hearing that shit. I'm finna just figure out what I need to do for me and mine, and we finna go over here. Because everybody else ain't trying to break the curse. They don't mean that. They say that, but it ain't finna happen. It ain't finna happen. It's not finna. It keep getting worse and worse and worse. And we don't want to talk about how it keep getting worse and worse, how it ain't no love, how it ain't no marriages, how it ain't no two-parent homes. Brothers and sisters don't love each other. We ain't got mamas and daddies to look up to and everything else. Straight up. We don't have nobody to look up to. We ain't got really no good love. Nobody know how to talk to each other, love each other, appreciate each other, date each other, romance each other, two-parent home with each other, stick together with each other. This is the reason why I am talking about bottom shelf love tonight. Because how can we focus on top shelf anything when we're still at the bottom? What's up, everybody that's coming into the live? The love is at the bottom. The relationships with our elders, mothers, and shit like that at the bottom. If you really pay attention to the love that we was given, to the love that we have been taught, to the conversation, to the relationships and everything else, it has always been a bottom shelf love. And we don't talk about that. This is the reason why you have been able to go out here and adapt a bottom shelf life, bottom shelf living, bottom shelf jobs, bottom shelf relationships, bottom shelf thinking. Your peoples was bottom shelf. Your family was bottom shelf. Your mama was bottom shelf. These folks don't want to say that, but I will. I'll help you tonight so you can understand yourself better, because a lot of times the apple don't fall from the tree. The apple don't fall from the tree. You got to pay attention to what you see, what you've been around, and what you really didn't move away from. You come from a not great situation, you probably moved 20 minutes away. You'll move to the suburbs about 20 minutes away. You're still around though. I paid attention to everything I was doing until I finally made that decision where I was like, I'm going to cut all of this negative shit off. I had to really make that decision for myself, because what I wanted for life and what I was trying to do with my life, they were not trying to do. They were not trying to be supportive of it. They weren't trying to grow with me. They didn't have like minds. We could have been famous. We could have been rich. We could have been a lot of positive things together. But instead, we were disrespectful. We didn't get along. We didn't know how to treat each other. We only got along for bullshit. If the only time we can get together is to have some fucking food or some fucking barbecue, get your stupid ass away from me. I can't stand that shit. That's the dumbest shit in the world, that the only time we get together is for little simple ass barbecues and a motherfucking funeral. I have stopped doing that shit years ago. I'm not coming. I ain't coming. I'm sorry. I don't even call my phone. I don't want to be a part of that no more. That shit's so dysfunctional. You only see your peoples and your friend when it's a funeral or some shit like that. Now everybody get to see each other. Then you talk to each other. Then you might talk to each other after that event. And then y'all lose contact with each other again and never speak again. Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not finna keep doing that shit. You expect me to keep being dysfunctional with y'all? This is bottom shelf love that we are accepting just from our family for the okay. I'm gonna take it off the family for a second. Oh shit, I'm gonna take it off your family, your mama with her sorry ass, your daddy. Your daddy didn't like your mama. Your mama was on some bullshit. Your daddy was on some bullshit. They just don't want to tell the fucking truth. A lot of y'all ain't gonna admit to yourself that your mama and daddy wasn't on shit and they really didn't accomplish shit in life. Okay, I'll tell you tonight. They really didn't accomplish shit. Pay attention to that. Ain't that much love that you should have in your heart for you to not really look at them and see where the dysfunction came from, the low thinking, the low self-esteem, crime-filled neighborhoods, sorry-ass jobs and shit like that. They taught you that shit. The fuck out of here. You had to see that yourself, because when you see people come from different environments, where there's money and resources and love and hugs and a mom and a dad, whether they corny or not, whether they got the same color skin as yours or not, they act differently. They talk differently. They think differently. They drive different cars. They stay in different houses. They do parenting differently. They date each other differently. They hold hands in public and a whole bunch of other shit. So you can't tell me that the dysfunction don't start at home, because if you being loved correctly at home before you even become an adult, you have a different outlook on life than everybody else. You have a different outlook on life than everybody else. You're not looking at stuff to say, hell no, shit, I don't know nothing about that shit. My family had money and they loved me and they hugged me and we did family trips together and we ate dinner together and we wasn't in here cussing each other out and the police coming over here, we fighting and pulling knives on. Like, we done did a lot of ungodly shit. When family get into it, oh, Jesus, I don't know how that shit gonna go. When family get into it, you don't know how that's really gonna go. Straight up. So you have to pay attention to where you come from, because if you hadn't been in a crime-filled neighborhood, if you hadn't been in a neighborhood where folks thought like that, react like that, would you really think like that or think that that was okay or be in those type of areas? A lot of times you got to ask yourself, you say you want better for yourself, but when you open your door, outside of your door, ain't nothing better around there. You really got to pay attention to what's going on outside of your house and see what you was invited into. Because see, you wasn't here. Your parents was having reckless sex. Your parents was having sex. I don't know what drugs they was on or whatever weird shit they was doing. Because you know your elders ain't going to tell you shit. Your elders, they only gonna tell you so much that what they want you to know, and you gotta figure out this life shit for yourself, because they really didn't know a motherfucking thing. Ain't nobody gonna say that. A lot of folks ain't gonna admit that your mama and daddy didn't really know shit. And that little shit that they taught you really didn't do much for you, baby. Because if you look at your life, it should have been a lot different than that. A lot of folks want to admit that when you was growing up, you really was not taught much. You was taught the bare minimum. You wasn't taught about credit. You wasn't taught about housing. You wasn't talking about careers. You wasn't taught about that bag. You just wasn't taught a lot of shit. And folks don't be wanting to talk about that your parents really didn't teach you shit. You had to figure this shit out for your motherfucking self. That's why a lot of folks be in the streets, hustling, drugs, hoeing, all this other shit. You in a po-ass environment with some dumb motherfuckers in the house who don't really know shit. They're mad, they're angry, they're oppressed, and they financially embarrassed. We never talked about that. Because if we're going to talk about the truth, we're going to talk about where to start at. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You're supposed to show yourself a different life. I want you to pay attention that the love that you was getting in your life was bottom shelf love. Pay attention to what you have adapted to. If you look at your parents, if you look at where you came from, ask yourself Ask yourself from where you came from. Ask yourself from where you came from. Are you really where you want to be? Are you doing much better than what your mama is or what that environment is? Are you still in that environment that you was introduced to? Because you was introduced to the hood. You was introduced to that bad teaching and everything else. Straight up. Let me hold on one second. I don't know what is it. Let me block you. I think we really need to pay attention to that. We really need to pay attention to where it started at. Because, see, you started, what's up, everybody? They was poor. They didn't know nothing. They really was poor. They didn't know nothing. They was mad. We really never knew the truth about them. They never really told the truth about really what happened. You just had to figure it out yourself. But I really pay attention. I said, damn. I saw a boy, grown man arguing with his daddy. The grown man told his daddy, he said, you ain't shit. His daddy looked right back at him and said, you ain't shit either. So we both ain't shit. And you know what? The truth was they both wasn't shit. But he wasn't shit because of his daddy. His daddy introduced him to nothing. His daddy wasn't nothing. His daddy didn't really teach him nothing. And if you got a one-sided, just plain Jane conversation like all the other elders have had, that ain't gonna work. A lot of y'all got low self-esteem because of your mamas and daddies and where you from and what the fuck that they was on. And you've been broken because of just where the fuck you come from, who the fuck your mama and daddy is. Straight up. Look at your mama right now. Ask me what the fuck she really doing with herself. Was she just really the greatest person? Was she really successful? Everybody can't say that your mama just was successful and she was a boss and all this other great shit. I'm sorry. A lot of times you just ignore who she really is because you try to have some love for her. You know what I'm saying? Straight on up. And I really think it's important for us to understand bottom shelf love, where it started from and where is it going. We got to pay attention to that. Hello, everybody that's coming into the live. Straight up. You really need to pay attention to the bottom shelf love that you are getting. And I want you to start at the beginning. The way that you've been talked to. The way that you wasn't taught correctly. You was not taught the things you needed to be taught, the love and just the concern for you, because that is still transpiring in your life. Now, if we take the elders out the way for a second and we want to talk about just in a relationship, you're not being dated correctly. You're not being loved correctly. You're not being held correctly. Thank you, God's gift. You're not being consoled. You're not being kissed correctly. You're not being talked to verbally correctly. If you pay attention to the love that you're getting in a relationship, it is bottom shelf and you are not getting what you really want. You're not getting what you want. You're not. You can lie to yourself. You done had sex, but you ain't got what you wanted. Because, see, a lot of y'all done got used to being sexually active. You done got used to not being with somebody in a positive way. You done got used to having sex with not really getting attached. You done got used to having sex on the wrong terms and conditions that degrade yourself and disrespect yourself, because that's the environment that you come from, where everybody else say that behavior is okay. Straight up. That's the reason why you're not a wife. That's the reason why you let women treat you bad as a man. That's the reason why you accept bad behavior from women. That's the reason why you accept bad behavior from men, because you're so used to a bottom shelf love. You've been taught that. You've seen that. You still around that. You still encourage that. You still communicate with people like that. You're associated with people like that. You go to barbecues with people like that. They're your cousins. They're your uncles. They're your mama. They're your grandma. They're your best friend. They the hoes you talk to on the phone. They the fuck boys that you talk to on the phone. Whether you are a man or a woman, this all fits you. Straight up. This all fits you. So for you not to see that you're getting bottom shelf love, What says that about you, that your mind has been played with since you was a child? Because since you was a child, you've been getting bottom shelf love from everybody. Everywhere that you went, it was bottom shelf love. Your mama family, they bottom shelf motherfuckers. The whole family be bottom shelf. It be fucking around, be one or maybe two people out there family that be doing good. A lot of times your mama ain't doing good, but she got a brother or something, one brother out the family that's doing good, or one sister out the family that went about her motherfucking business and went did her shit and don't really fuck with them like that. Y'all better pay attention to this dysfunction and this bottom shelf love that we getting out here and learn to adapt to a better behavior. Because, see, if you don't get comfortable with that type of treatment, if you got comfortable with that type of living, if you don't got comfortable with that type of conversation, you got to ask yourself for what's wrong with you. Y'all got low self-esteem. It's show. I had low. You can't sit up here and tell me you ain't got no goddamn low self-esteem. The people in our family got low self-esteem, with low self-esteem conversations, low self-esteem sex, low self-esteem in parenting and everything else. So how the fuck you ain't got no low self-esteem? Y'all want to be everything but great, but you was taught to be everything but great. And those little conversations that they was giving us, those wasn't great conversations, because the bad, goddammit, outweighed the good. A lot of people won't stand openly and say that the bad outweighed the good growing up. Y'all better pay attention to that the bad outweighed the good, and you better look at your motherfucking life right now, because that bitch ain't looking all that grateful what the fuck happened growing up. Now you in these relationships and you still getting bottom shelf love. You still ain't getting treated right. You still ain't getting talked to right. You always mad. You always angry. You always changing relationships. The most you getting out here is some sex. All your life, we have been getting bottom shelf love, and nobody wants to address it. Nobody wants to talk about it. Everybody want to be dysfunctional and just say it's okay. The people you talk to on the phone, the people you go drive and kick it with, the family or whatever that you still communicate with, all that shit's bottom shelf. Straight up. All that's bottom shelf. And if we don't sit up there and recognize that or whatever, I don't see how shit gonna get better. Shit, your mama broken, you broken, your brothers and sisters broken. Y'all don't be paying attention. The whole damn family be broken and don't nobody really be talking about it like that. And then we just sit up here with low self-esteem and be sad and depressed and then fucked up relationships for the rest of our life. Straight up. All the relationships that's fucked up. Some of you still in those slow ass neighborhoods. I be confused a lot of times why y'all still in those slow ass neighborhoods. Still in them slow ass neighborhoods with them slow ass people, having them still slow ass conversations, still getting that slow ass love from them, still doing the same slow ass shit with them. Don't you pay attention that every time we see them, we doing the same fucking shit. Y'all ain't doing nothing when y'all get to posting them videos of y'all sitting up there eating some food together. Don't nobody give a fuck about that shit. I'm so sick of seeing y'all on videos out to eat with each other or in some hotel fucking special room or some shit doing some other. Y'all do the same shit that everybody else doing. Y'all ain't making no noise. I'm tired of that shit. I'm tired of that shit. Don't call me to that shit. You want to do the same shit that they've been doing since back in the fucking day. I'm so sick of that shit. Y'all want to do the same boring ass, tasteless ass shit. You learned that from your peoples. They do the same shit. What the fuck? I'm so sick of eating together. What the fuck? I can go eat by my damn self. And go eat by myself and make sure I'm in the company of some good people. What the fuck I'm finna sit up here and eat with you characters for? I'm cool on that shit. Y'all do the same bullshit. Week after week, year after year, generation after generation, the same fucking shit. The fuck? I'm tired of that shit. I apologize if I don't want to be invited to that anymore. Sorry, thank you, ladies. Straight up, we ain't talking about nothing. We ain't building nothing. Everybody had an idea of something, but nobody wanted to work together to put that idea together. You know what bothers me about being family and friends with people? It actually be some of us that have come through that actually is a motherfucking star. One who actually has an idea. One who can actually do something to make shit better for us and put us in a better position. And what do? We don't work with that person. We don't believe in that person. We don't fuck with that person. We don't support that person. We don't love that person. We just want to talk about that person and put that person down because we want that person to be not a star like us. A lot of you, when you were growing up, they knew that you was a star. They knew that you was going to be something in life. They knew that you was going to be something bigger than them. And they did whatever they need from your elders and on down to destroy that. Don't ever think that you're not the person you're supposed to be because of who you came from. Remember that. Remember that a lot of times your success, where you were supposed to be, your confidence and everything, it was shot. It was pulled down to the goddamn ground because of who your fucking family is and the environment that you was in and the behavior of treatment that you got and that you allow that you haven't really broke free from. Bottom shelf love. Because a lot of times you looked at yourself and asked yourself and you looked outside yourself and you saw other people getting treated better, living better, getting better love than you. You saw other people getting better love than you. You saw them getting better mamas than you, better daddies and everything else. And you could never say as a person that you did not want that or you looked at that and said, damn, I wish I was getting treated like that. Bottom shelf love. Because when you getting bottom shelf love, you'll look outside of your family and wish another fucking family was yours. And a lot of people won't stand up openly and say this, but A-Rab will bring the motherfucking truth tonight. A lot of you are not happy with your family, not happy from where you from and the things that you've been through or whatever. I'm trying to tell you, it's bottom shelf love. How can we ever focus on the love at a top magnitude if we can't fix the shit at the goddamn bottom? Thank you, Karma. We ain't even fixed the shit at the bottom. We still allowing bottom shelf treatment, bottom shelf love, bottom shelf sex and everything else. Folks is getting beat on, treated like shit, getting taken advantage of. Y'all out here bending over backwards for these old ass elders who don't love you or don't give a fuck about you. You're still getting bottom shelf love from your family, relationships, your children, because you ain't put your foot down. You ain't put your foot down. You let people date you wrong. You let your mama treat you wrong. You let your children treat you wrong. You let your job treat you. Just everywhere you go, you get treated wrong because you are used to being treated wrong. You used to that. You don't believe in yourself the way you're supposed to. You might talk about what you want to do or, oh, I want to get away from them or I want to get away from around here. You'll say that, but because you've been taught such a dysfunctional behavior and it's so implanted in your head, you give up on your own self. And by the time you really see it, some years done went past again. Some more years done went past. Some more years done went past. Now you're just sitting here and you're still nobody. You ain't went nowhere. You ain't really saw much. And you always talking about what you gonna do, but you never do it because you have been conditioned and bottom shelf love, bottom shelf thinking, bottom shelf conversation, bottom shelf sex, bottom shelf parenting. The whole fucking shit is fucking bottom shelf. Straight up. Somebody got to choose differently. Somebody got to wake up. Somebody got to wake up and choose differently and pay attention. Somebody better pay attention. You better turn your back and understand who the fuck you is. Understand what you done been through. Understand what's being promoted. Understand that you are playing yourself in the same system of everybody else is. Because your parents didn't want shit out of life. Sorry. They didn't want much out of life. And you have to understand that or whatever. And you have to do better than that. Pay attention to how you've been loved incorrectly for years. Straight up. Pay attention to how you've been loved incorrectly for years. Pay attention to that. Because I'm going to repeat that. Pay attention to how you've been loved incorrectly for a long time and have carried that. You've carried that. You have not been delivered from that. You still have bad memories from that. That's still right here. You have to change that. Straight up. You got to change that. You got to choose differently. You have to separate yourself from that and start understanding your dysfunction. Your dysfunction. Because, see, they taught you that. You breathed that. You communicated that. You grew up in that. You're still in that. You'll get in your car and you'll drive to that. That's your lifestyle that you have, and you have to understand what you must do to break that. You have to look at your family and do better than them, number one. A lot of you haven't even decided to do better than your family. You on the same level as them. Even if you got more morals than them, you on the same level as them because you in the same thinking page. You ain't believing in yourself. You ain't achieving. You've missed out on a lot from who you have been associated with, who you from, what they didn't teach you, the way that they think. Birds of a feather flock together. I don't care. Y'all know them old people said that. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you, Karma. The old people said that birds of a feather flock together. Pay attention to the birds that you're around. The birds you around don't goddamn fly. The birds don't fly. Your mama don't fly. Your daddy don't fly. Your family don't fly. Your relationships don't fly. Your children ain't probably gonna fly that high. How you expect your children to fly high when you ain't fly much higher than your goddamn mama? You better pay attention to what the fuck you doing. Some of y'all got children at home and they ain't gonna fly high because they ain't really saw much, and what you showed them or whatever outside of that door, we really know what's going on. And a lot of y'all be in these areas where it be cracking at, whether you want to try to lie and shit. I'm from outside. Y'all be lying about where y'all from and be trying to make it seem like it's nice over there. You over there in the goddamn trenches and it's all types of ungodly shit going on. And when them children go outside, they got to see all this fuck shit. Y'all need to stop lying about that. Y'all irritate me and y'all ignore the environments that y'all put y'all children into because your sorry ass family showed you that shit. So all you do is go to work to pay rent up in the fucking hood. What the fuck wrong with you? Is you that fucking slow? I'm going to say that today. Why is y'all being so slow when you'll literally go pay rent for you and your children to stay in an environment where ain't really much chance at? Is you fucking slow? Somebody needed to say that because you literally are paying rent in a crime-filled neighborhood, a neighborhood where all types of evil is going on, all types of trafficking, all types of drugs, all types of, you know what I'm saying? Just things that are evil is going on, and you literally sitting up here in this crime-filled neighborhood with your sorry-ass job and your sorry-ass thinking and your sorry-ass parenting, and you repeating the cycle. But you want to sit up here and talk about what you gonna do one day. This sugar coulda, woulda. Thank you, Raven. I don't know who you. Thank you. Straight up. This shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's not fair, man. How's that fair that I'm a boy or I'm a girl and you raise me in a crime-filled neighborhood, a neighborhood with no resources? A neighborhood where folks is really doing evil outside. Like, really? So you telling me you don't want me to do this, you don't want me to do that when I go outside. Okay, I get that. You as a parent telling me don't do this when I go outside. But when I go outside, I see everybody outside trying to survive. When I go outside, I see everybody trying to survive. So what is you talking about? I see kids, teenage girls and boys out here doing whatever they got to do to survive. And you telling me to stay out of trouble and, you know, just pray about, like y'all used to tell us some dumb shit growing up. Is anybody going to tell the truth? The information that y'all was giving us in these poor-ass neighborhoods, y'all could have kept that shit to y'all self. They could have kept that information to themselves, baby. You could have just dropped me off somewhere because I ain't really need to be in these neighborhoods that I was in. Straight up. I just don't agree with what's been taught, what's being showed and for you to sit up there and allow that system to keep recreating itself again. You know how you felt when you was growing up. You know what you didn't have when you was growing up. You know how that felt. Why is it that we repeat the same behavior that these crummy motherfuckers done did? Why do you do that? You grown as hell, you still in these bad neighborhoods, you still got a bad conversation, you still got a bad attitude, you still just got a negative disposition about yourself. You mad at them, you depressed about them, you feel some way about whatever, but you didn't do nothing to fix it though. So we're explaining right here, bottom shelf love, because you never decide to fix it. You still got low self-esteem. You still don't believe in yourself. You still being taken advantage of. You have bottom self-love for self. See, we can scratch mama out the way, scratch your family out the way, scratch the motherfucking significant other out the way. It go back to you. Thank you. You got bottom self-love for yourself because look what you accepted as an adult. You're not a kid no more. You're not a kid no more. You still got low self-esteem. You still taking disrespect from your family. You still in these little slow-ass environments that ain't really on shit. You ain't really blossoming and glowing and being the great man or woman that you used to be. Look at all of this dysfunction around us. Straight up. You better pay attention to what you're doing and what you're allowing. You better start loving yourself. You better stop letting people disrespect you. You better stop making excuses for yourself, for your mama, for your cousin, whoever, because y'all be making too many excuses. That irritates me how many excuses y'all make for yourselves and for your parents and for yourself, or because you feel like you've been doing good for a few months. That's not hell no. This shit, you got to make up for lost time. You better make up for the lost time. You got a long way to go. I'm going to tell you from experience, you got a long way to go because you need to make up for lost time because you've been fucked up in the head for a long time. Fucked up in the head, fucked up in the heart, fucked up in your emotions. Fucked up in the actions of your feet. You got to make up for lost time. I'm telling you. You better make up for lost time and stop bullshitting. It is so much work that needs to be done. But while you're sitting up here, you're talking too quick and you ain't thinking fast enough, goddammit. You got a lot of time to make up for all that bullshit that you've been through. All the lies that you was told. All the deceit that you deceived your own self with, because you deceived yourself. Because you never sat with yourself and really thought about that you need to stop fucking with them, and all of them. People be mad that they have to decide that, oh, I got to cut everybody off and get my shit together. Why do y'all get upset with yourself or get some type of low self-esteem? Or, oh, that's my mom, or oh, that's my brother, or oh, that's my man, or oh, that's my woman. No, they don't need you. You need your damn self, you fool. Y'all always make excuses about why you got to cut everybody off to better yourself. Y'all really do make that excuse. Y'all always make some excuse about what you ain't gonna do. You ain't gonna do it. Oh, what about this? Well, it ain't no other nothing. You got to cut everybody off and get your mind in the goddamn game and start believing in yourself and start loving yourself. How are we going to teach you self-love or whatever, and you don't even want to cut people off that don't love you? Y'all be wanting folks to teach you self-love and motivate you and shit, and you don't even want to get away from the people that don't love you. You don't even want to get out there in environments that never love you. Y'all keep on driving your cars to dysfunction. Y'all answer your phones to dysfunction. Y'all help people that's dysfunctional. How can we teach you self-love? How can we get to top shelf love when y'all keep showing us as the leaders that you want to be at the bottom? Then, when y'all get to doing good for just a short amount of period of time, y'all get to feeling y'allself. Baby, look at all of them years you was dysfunctional and fucked up and not being loved and everything else. And because you got a few months in or a year, now you get to feeling yourself. Shut the fuck up and stay consistent, goddammit. Y'all talk too much. That shit be so irritating. Soon as you get a little wind in behind your back, y'all get to feeling yourself. Next thing you know, you off track because you talk too goddamn much. Shut the fuck up and make up for the time that you fucked up and was getting used mentally, emotionally, and everything else. That's what we need to be focused on. Because that shit irritating as hell. We're constantly making bad decisions and we're not, hey, let's cut it all off. A lot of times the biggest thing that you can do to win is to cut everybody off. That's speaking from personal experience. Personal experience, I'm telling you for a fact. And don't be hurt about it. Y'all be hurt about people who genuinely never loved you. I learned not to be hurt. When you really sit up there and you examine your art from your mom to your dad to your family, just to everything, because you need to stop being fake with yourself. When you really examine the relationships that you have had with people, you will see that you got fucking played. That they never really loved you like that. So what the fuck is the problem anyway for you to do what you need to do so you can rise your self-love for self, your self-understanding for self, your self-confidence for self, because you've been bullshitting yourself with people who never loved you yourself. Straight up. A lot of y'all just don't know. So if you woke up tomorrow and cut everybody off and really got on your A game, you will look up a year or two from now and be like, damn, I'm glad I cut them off. Y'all be scared to cut off the devil. Oh, don't ever think your mama ain't the devil. Don't ever think your family ain't the devil. Don't ever think that relationship ain't the devil, baby. Because evil is evil. Evil ain't got no first and last name on it. Evil ain't got no color on it. Evil come disguised as whoever it needs to come disguised as in order to destroy you. You have been destroyed by those who you thought loved you. This is the reason why you're in a bottom shelf love situation across the fucking globe. Somebody just needed to tell you, because a lot of y'all think you being loved. You ain't even being dated correctly. You ain't never been loved by a man before. You ain't never been loved by a woman before. You ain't never been loved by your family correctly before. A lot of us will never experience love because we won't shake the mentality of the bottom shelf love that we are getting. A lot of people been getting bottom shelf love from the time that they have came out of their mother's vajayjay. Here it is 30 plus years later, they are still dysfunctional, they are abused, they are emotionally slow, they don't have great ideas, they are not successful, they are locked, they're damaged, they're confused. Just all of these symptoms to say, I am not loved at full altitude. I don't even love myself at that altitude. People talking, but did you ever examine yourself? We do the same shit. We pass the same viruses to each other. Every word that we say out here that is negative, I see it posted on somebody else's page. A lot of words we never use. We wasn't using toxic. We wasn't using a lot of words that cripple us. All of those words are in you all's vocabulary, in you all's household, and you all sex life, and your phone, and your moms, and your cousins, and your sons, and your daughters. It's in your fucking community. Everything that is negative, because you all love your own self. Also, not including just the people, but your own self. And the bottom shelf, loving way, you adapt all the negativity, all the negative words, all the negative slang, all the negative ways, all the negative sex habits. You all adapt them as they come into life. As they make a new word for it, you all pick it up. Next thing you know, you're doing it. You pick it up. Now you're doing it. Now she doing it. Now he doing it. Now everybody doing it. Y'all don't even pay attention to that. Bottom shelf love. Because how can we focus at the top when statistics say bottom shelf love? Statistics say that. But if we get to doing numbers and all this weird ass shit, I ain't got time for that shit. At the end of the day, y'all ain't husband and wife. It ain't two-parent homes. Your mamas and daddies ain't shit. We getting fucked up neighborhoods. It's violent as hell. People losing their lives. Children up there losing it. Everybody just fucked up and don't nobody want to say nothing about it. But that's supposed to be love. Then folks want to open their mouth. Oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. You ain't finna do shit. Shut your ass up. You finna be stuck where the fuck you at for the rest of your life. And you'll never go nowhere in life. Because you already sold yourself short. You don't even believe in yourself. And a lot of people need to hear that with no chaser, because we have all these watered down, stupid ass conversations that don't got nothing to do with us being better as people, better in our loving our own fucking self. All that self-love, they ain't even teaching self-love right. How the fuck you gonna love yourself correctly when nobody around you love you? You ain't cut them off, and you really ain't working to better yourself, better your neighborhood, better everything about you needs to fucking change. What you mad about that? Because everything really needs to change. I guarantee if you was to change everything about you, you would get a better result. I'm saying this from experience. I changed my neighborhood. I changed the way I talk with my mom. Whoever that it was, I sat with myself and I said, all of this shit got to change. I'm sorry. Whether it hurt my feelings or not, we ain't never had nothing any motherfucking way. From a woman to a brother to a cousin to a mama to an environment to the hood, wherever the fuck you want to say, it needed to fucking change. Because if it changed, then the mind changed, the conversation changed. Don't the mind need to change? Don't the conversation need to change? Don't the heart need to change? Don't the treatment need to change? Or we just gonna keep that the same, huh? Straight up. You need to change your shit. Straight up. We need to change, y'all. The bottom shelf love, the bottom shelf treatment. You gotta ask yourself, are you being loved correctly? You got to ask yourself why you got low self-esteem. Where did that come from? A lot of you will not sit with yourself and trace what the problem is and actually do something to change the fucking problem. People want to talk and be goofy and talk besides the point. I don't give a fuck about none of that. They sitting down there. I'm the one that's standing up here teaching this shit. Pay the fuck attention to the way the fuck you been treated. Pay attention to why you not successful. Pay attention to why the fuck you in that stupid ass neighborhood with your children up in that bitch. Pay the fuck attention to the truth. Fuck what everybody else is talking about, because they ain't gonna tell you this. They ain't gonna say this to you. They ain't gonna bring this up because they want you to stay in that state of condition that you in. They really want you to stay in that state of condition that you in. You think motherfuckers want you to do better? You think they want you to be loved? You think they want you to be more successful than them? You think they want your children to have a better opportunity than them? Hell to the fuck no. I don't give a fuck if it's you or your own family. You start doing better than your own family, they're going to talk about your ass like a dog. Never forget that. You do better than your family, you have more than them, they're going to talk about your ass. Stop being slow. Y'all irritate me. I'm so irritated with that. We be lying to ourselves. We got to stop lying to ourselves. Oh, I'm doing better than them. Oh, I got a different outlook on life than them. So they upset with me. I ain't fucking with them. Whatever. Pay attention to that. When you make your own decision to love yourself, to better yourself, to uplift yourself, to be more successful in your thoughts, your mind, your decision, the career path. See, a lot of times y'all was out here working. Oh, let me teach you something. Oh my fucking God. You know what irritates me about y'all? A lot of y'all don't even have criminal records. You don't even have criminal records. But because you saw your family go work crummy jobs, you go work a crummy job because you was taught that. Y'all don't even be paying attention to that. Your family work crummy jobs, you go work crummy jobs. I ain't even got a criminal record. I ain't did no gangster shit out here. I ain't moved no weight. I ain't did nothing. Y'all be having backgrounds that you can eat off the goddamn ground with. And when I look at what you do for a living, that shows me where you come from and how you believe in yourself. Nobody will say that openly. Arab just taught you something again. You ever thought about that? You have a clean criminal background. You've never been in trouble. You can pass a BCA criminal background check, and everything else. You can give a motherfucker your fingerprints, and you sitting up there working for a wage that don't even make no fucking sense. That shit's so embarrassing. I be so upset with y'all. This let me know that your families didn't teach you a motherfucking thing. You sitting up there where you can take your whole fucking fingerprints and go anywhere in the fucking world, and you work that crummy ass job. That's why I know I'll be right when I be standing up here teaching what I'm teaching, because a lot of you are the people that I'm talking about. That bothers me. That let me know that you was not taught shit growing up. Because why would you with not a criminal record? Because I'm going to tell you, the other folks know that. You think other folks don't know that, but they ain't teaching us that. They ain't teaching you that, look, baby, stay out of trouble. Don't get in no trouble. You can go really work somewhere. Why you working at that job making that little money? You ain't got no criminal background. You could go work over here. Nobody ever said that on the platform. I noticed that a lot of teachers that need to be given on a platform, ain't nobody giving them bitches. Why is my people across America with no criminal records, y'all work them crummy ass jobs that you work? Then you be proud of that shit. Oh, I've been on my job for 10 plus years. So? The fuck is that to be proud of? You got a clean criminal record. You're supposed to be working for NASA or some shit. You're supposed to work for the government or some shit like that. And you bragging about this sorry ass job you've been on for 10 years that broke you down. You got all them big old bags underneath your eyes and everything else. The fuck do we care? I don't. I don't care. This is the reason why I say the shit I say, because we wasn't taught that. We wasn't taught that. It taught you to grow up and love a little Jesus and get you a job and get you a place. Or you heard when you was growing up, hurry up and get the fuck out my house. You heard that a lot growing up. Hurry up and get the fuck out my house. You wasn't taught to go get you a real career. They was not teaching you to get no career. A lot of times, how you gonna know better to choose better if ain't nobody taught you better? When you are a kid and you're growing up, you gotta be taught the fundamentals of this paper, this money, this bag. A lot of folks across America ain't been taught about no damn money. Ain't been taught about no success. Ain't been taught about job versus career. They wasn't taught that. Even if that wasn't in play, you see motherfuckers outside selling drugs and on the corner and hoeing and all types of shit. We never got to the job versus career part. So how you even got a choice? We never got to the job or the career. We right here with the hoeing and the drug activity and the gang violence and all this other bullshit. Only a few of you pass through that to do what you doing right now, which ain't really much. I don't like that it ain't no teaching. I don't like that. We got to start teaching and saying, hey, you don't have to do that. You can do this and make that, and then it'll look like that at the end of the week, and then you can have a comfortable lifestyle for yourself and whoever else you decide to have over the years. We're not teaching that. We're not saying that. They wasn't saying it at home. Ain't nobody teaching you no financial literacy. What the fuck is financial literacy? I don't even know what the fuck that word was. Ain't nobody wasn't talking to me about that shit. What the fuck you gonna make a choice? It ain't no goddamn choice. It ain't no teaching. Ain't nobody teaching a bitch ass thing. Now, it's a couple mamas that was a fucking square. She might have had some sense about her. She taught, but shit, the rest of them wasn't being taught. So why would we really care about what the one little mama taught to her children when all the rest of us didn't get taught? That's the point of this shit right here. Because a lot of folks didn't get taught. Ain't nobody told you could be successful. Ain't nobody told you could go be great. You could go be a doctor, a lawyer, and all this other type of shit. Ain't nobody tell you that shit. Motherfuckers need to hear that shit. That you can be great. Don't have low self-esteem. Hold your head up. Talk with some bass in your voice, young man. Nah, sweetie. Hold your head up. You're pretty. You're smart. You're beautiful. You could be everything with your fucking clothes on. No, ain't nobody teaching that shit. Ain't nobody gonna tell me a motherfucking thing because ain't nobody else gonna stand up and say this shit. Start the fuck at home. Because there's so many layers of this teaching that I can give to let you know that mentally you have been bamboozled by those around you. You have been bamboozled from what you see outside of your house. You have been bamboozled out your whole life, a lot of you, because this is what was put in front of your face and you never changed it. Because now you got your children living up in it. See, this is what irritates me. Your mama was a loser. Your daddy was a loser. Now you a fucking loser. You got your kids in a losing ass environment. Fuck your job. Who gives a fuck about it? You paying to stay in the hood. You paying to repeat the cycle. I'm sorry. Don't nobody want to hear that, but it's the truth. Straight up. It's up to you now. I don't want to hear the excuses. I don't want us to blame other folks. Everybody's so busy want to point the finger at our damn self. You motherfuckers ain't got no accountability. It's too much information. It's too much Google out here. You so busy getting all the wrong information. Want to blame everybody but your motherfucking self. It is too much information available now to make motherfucking excuses. Shut your ass up. I don't want to hear it. Ain't no excuses no more. Google is a motherfucker. I'm sorry. If you wasn't so busy looking at stupid shit all day, you would know that. Oh, Arab said the truth again. Thank you. Thank you, Arab. Thank you. I know. Because that irritates me. Every time the truth coming out, we want to point the finger at everybody but our motherfucking self. I don't give a fuck about the past. I don't give a fuck about another color of people or none of that. And that's not to say I have a problem, but I am going to focus on myself and what the fuck I need to do to make shit better around this bitch. Straight up. Super saying, you blocked, baby. What you doing up in here? We don't need people like you in here without no picture. I should have been blocked you. That's why you sitting down there and I'm standing up here. See, people get irritated when you telling the truth. People don't want to hear the truth. People want to blame everybody but themselves. So I'm going to stand up here. Oh, I'm going to blame what happened 50, 80 years ago. I wasn't even here. A lot of stuff I can't blame. A lot of stuff I can't focus on because this is my life. This is a short time I have here, and I got to make the best out of this shit for myself. So if I sit up here and play the blame game to this person or that person or the elites and all this dope shit y'all be talking about, I'm going to jag my motherfucking life. And I'm going to tell you one more thing. For you slow motherfuckers who don't get this shit, you can let your mama and let your pain and let your bad relationship or whatever that it is hurt you so bad where it trick you up out your life. But I ain't finna sit around and be sad and depressed and broken with y'all asses. Oh, I'm sad. Oh, they did this. Oh, this happened 300-400 years ago to us. I don't give a fuck about that shit no more. What I care about is what the fuck we gonna do tomorrow, next week, next month. Because I can't talk about what happened before I was born, and I can't give a fuck about what happened in the past. But what I need to focus on is how I can make shit better right now. Because y'all make too many excuses. I always want to talk about this. Don't nobody want to hear that shit no more. Don't nobody want to hear that no more. I'm so sick of hearing that. We so busy blaming everybody but ourselves. No, blame your family and blame yourself. Blame your environment and blame yourself for not being knowledgeable. It's time to get the information so you can be knowledgeable, so you and yours can be knowledgeable, so y'all can have a knowledgeable situation, so you can put yourself out of that bottom shelf love, bottom shelf environment, bottom shelf thinking and everything else. The fuck? Man, I knew I had something to say tonight, boy. I was sitting up in this house and I was like, I ain't went live in a day or two. And I was just thinking. And then when people talk to me or say something to me and the way they try to communicate with me, I'm like, that's that bottom shelf bullshit that they use. They don't even know how to talk to somebody so great as me because I'm great. So when you talking to me, make sure that you talk to me the way I need to be talked to. Because see, y'all, communication, it sucks. That communication be sour as hell. Because you're so used to having bottom shelf conversation. If to have a conversation with me personally, and you actually shut the fuck up and listen, you'll learn something. Because I ain't like them other fools you've been around. Y'all so busy having $5 ass conversations, the fuck out of here. Straight up. I don't got time for that. I can't stand having low limited conversations, people with no ideas, people who don't want to build brands and business, people who don't have confidence. You see me standing right here? Do it look like I got low self-esteem? Do it look like I'm just so focused on the past? Do it look like that I don't believe in myself? Stop fucking playing with me. The fuck wrong with you? When you come to me, you better make sure you got your confidence in order. Number one, you better make sure you trying to get a bag. You trying to be successful. You trying to be famous or cheerleader somebody, the water boy. But if you ain't trying to support what I'm doing and being great and uplifting and being just a motherfucker who say I'm about something, man, you can get the fuck away from me. People be only confident on their fucking page. Fuck that fucking TikTok page. Fuck all my social media. Bitch, I'm him. I love turning on my camera. I love talking to people. Cause bitch, I'm finna show you. Ain't no low self-esteem here. We got rid of that shit already. We been got rid of low self-esteem. We don't give a fuck about no family like that. What we care about is those who care about us. That's what we care about. If you don't care about me, I don't give a fuck about you either. You could be my mama, my cousin, my brother. But when you're building yourself up and you're learning to love yourself and you're loving yourself correctly and you're taking your love, your confidence and everything to the highest form, everybody start being obsolete to you. Because what the fuck do it matter? Because I'm going to tell you something. Look at me when I say this shit. It's lonely at the motherfucking top. But it showed a lot of ugly motherfuckers, dysfunctional motherfuckers, lying motherfuckers, bullshit ass motherfuckers at the bottom. Yep, you at the bottom. Everybody down there with you. I'd rather be lonely at the top than be at the bottom with a bunch of motherfuckers who ain't on shit. I don't give a fuck who you is. I ain't on that shit. My heart don't work like that no more. Thank God it ain't broken no more. I'm thankful I ain't broken no more. Sad no more. Depressed about some people who didn't love me, who destroyed me, who didn't respect me, who didn't build me, who didn't believe in me, who didn't support me. The fuck I care about them anymore for? I don't give a fuck who they is. I ain't finna be dysfunctional with people no more with some image of, oh, that's my family, or, oh, this stupid woman, look, no, hell no, if you don't love me, fuck you. If you don't love me, fuck you. I'm okay with that. But you're not gonna play with me. You're not gonna communicate with me weird or none of that shit. Like, I don't play with women like that. I don't play with men like that. I don't play with my family like that. When you talking to me and I see you not intelligent like that, I'm really not finna say shit. The fuck I look like talking to a dumb motherfucker for? Those days is over with. You ain't trying to have shit. You ain't trying to build nothing. You acting all weird. You don't remember what you said on that day. You don't remember what you said to me on that day or this day or that day. Shut your slow ass up talking to me. I don't give a fuck who you is. I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm sorry. But when you love yourself and you clean up your life and you're putting yourself in the love position that you always wanted, a lot of shit you just ain't gonna deal with, you ain't gonna overlook, you ain't gonna play about. Just because you selling for less don't mean I am. Just because you don't believe in yourself, hey, look, I don't give a fuck. Everything ain't perfect in my life. I go through shit and all types of shit. But I swear to God, I'm going to keep turning on my camera and keep on getting bigger and bigger. I don't give a fuck what happened. I'm going to keep turning on my camera. I'm going to keep on being motivated. I'm going to keep on believing in myself. I'm going to keep on getting bigger and bigger. Because at the end of the day, it's my turn. I got to make up for lost time. I got to make up for the disrespect. I got to make up for the lies. I got to make up for folks up there doing me wrong. Whatever that has happened, I got to make up for that shit. So you're going to keep on seeing me trying to be great around this bitch. Straight up, you're going to keep seeing me be great. Whatever you decide to do, that's your business. But I'd rather stand up and show people than to be the one that's sitting down all the time. We got so many folks sitting down talking. Arab standing up. I advise you to stand up your motherfucking self. The fuck? We got a whole bunch of people talking while they sit down. You sit down talking. When you sit down talking to me, I don't hear a motherfucking thing you said. We don't hear you. We don't believe you. We don't fucking believe you. You sit down. You been sitting down. You was taught to sit down. You sat down on everything in your life. It is time to stand the fuck up and to be heard. To be vocal, to be serious, because this is a commitment. This is a lifestyle. This is a marathon. This is a race. The question is you built for this shit? Because I ain't playing about what I want. I'm serious about what I want. I cut whoever off for what I want. Straight up. All that other shit, I don't care. I was like, I'm not finna be invisible. I'm not finna be the one that's not being heard. Like a lot of stuff, I looked at myself and said, I got to do this for me because they don't want this shit. They don't want what I want. They ain't on what I'm on. They don't have the gifts that I have. Now, if you ain't got no gifts, then whatever, shit. You want to be slow? You want to be dumb? You want to keep being dysfunctional? You want to keep saying the same shit? You want to not live? You want to still do everything the same as everybody? Go right the fuck ahead. You know everything, but you sitting down. I'm standing up. I don't listen. Like, number one, I've never listened to people that were sitting down, especially when I'm talking, and you sitting down. I'm standing up. Because when I was growing up, I listened to the men, the great men and women that were standing up. That's why I'm able to stand up like this, because I listened to the great men and women that were standing up while I was growing up. That's why I know all this shit that I know. I'm just not able to stand up here and just speak like this with authority. I was taught this. I understand this. And when I'm sitting down, I'm listening. So when I get the information, when I stand up and I talk, everybody gonna listen to what the fuck Arab got to say. I know everybody gonna listen to what the fuck I got to say, because when I stand up, I know what I'm talking about, and I got confidence. I'm very, very confident. I don't give a fuck who in the room. I done walked in some rooms. I done walked in some real rooms. And when I got done talking, because if the confidence ain't there, ain't shit finna happen. If the confidence ain't there, you might as well cancel that shit. If the confidence ain't there, if the conversation ain't there, the confidence got to be there. I don't give a fuck if you ain't got $1 in your pocket. See, people base confidence off the wrong thing. Oh, I gotta have a big house. Oh, I gotta have this car. Oh, I gotta have this degree. Man, the fuck, that's a lie. You ain't got to have none of that shit. When you got confidence, everything gonna come to you, baby. I'm gonna tell you something, boy. All right. I done walked in a lot of rooms. I ain't have a foreign car. I ain't have a big house. I ain't have a fancy degree. I about fuck around and even have $50 in my pocket. I can tell you some stories. But when you walk in the room, when you're outside and you're confident and you're serious about what you want, you gonna get what the fuck you want. Baby, didn't I say, shut up? Me, K, shut up. Man, damn, I hate when somebody come in my live and get to talking or whatever. If my camera fucked up, so fucking what? Who gives a fuck? Your face fucked up, bitch. Y'all lucky I'm on this website on TikTok. If I was on another Fucking, that's why I want to just keep growing, because eventually I'm gonna be on other platforms and I'm gonna really start telling people about themselves, because the ignorance in our community is just disgusting. I be so disgusted with people across America with just their conversation, their looks, their lack of support and love, and just who the fuck they really, really are. Because a lot of folks just crummy than a motherfucker, and they just a waste of our time. I only like to be around people that make sense, that are intelligent. That's why I stay to myself, because I ain't got time to be around no dumbass fools no more. Just evil, wicked, ain't got nothing positive to say, ain't building shit, ain't about shit, same dumbass conversations. Then people wonder why I beat my motherfucking self. Or, oh, he acting. When I ain't acting funny, I just don't want to hear the same stupid shit I done heard from everybody else across the fucking world. I ain't one of them people or whatever that ain't had no conversation with people. I recall being a kid and I would sit with grown ass women and have long ass conversation. I was a kid sitting with grown ass, educated, successful women having massive conversations with them. Straight up. Like, I really know how to conversate. I mean, it's not hard to see that I actually have a conversation. If you pay attention, I keep doing these lives over and over and over again, and I actually got something to talk about. So when I was a kid, I'm literally sitting with grown, successful ass women having long conversations because I wanted to know. I wanted to understand, and I wanted to be able to, when I became of age, that I can articulate and have conversations with people that are meaningful versus when I just open my mouth, I got something stupid as hell to say. Straight up. I get sick of the stupidity around me. I get sick of the lack of love, the lack of confidence. That's what we represent and what our neighborhoods is and what our families are. I am sick of that shit. I am really, really sick of that nobody wants to address that or be concerned with that. I am sick of that shit. I'm sick of us not building shit. Our relationships ain't building shit. Everybody want to work for everybody. Y'all still want to work for everybody. You know, it's disgusting when you a man or whatever, and I'm a whole man standing here on a platform. Why am I on this platform? I'm trying to be more and more bigger, more and more famous, more and more into building my own brand. Why would I want to be around people who don't want to build their own brand? Why would I want to be with a woman that ain't supporting what the fuck I'm doing? Why would I want to be around family that ain't trying to build brands, be successful, do something in versus I'm just walking in the building all the time? Yes, sir. What you want me to do, sir? Yes, sir. Y'all got that yes, sir attitude. You know how much I get turned off by people like that or whatever? So you sitting up there seeing me being famous and shit, being, my own man and doing my own shit and making my name known, and you sitting up here talking to me about this $5 ass shit that you do every day. That's not going to turn me on. I'm sorry. No disrespect to what you do, but you see what I'm trying to do. And we should be happy when we see men and women that are trying to build brands versus we sit up here just be independent of dependent of a system all the time that doesn't really work. We don't be building shit. You just want to fuck. You just want to fuck. Low bottom shelf love. You just want to fuck. I'm trying to be a boss. I'm trying to build a brand. I want my name known in Tokyo and all this other shit I've been doing, which that's been working for me. You just want to do the simple shit though. Oh, okay. That shit gets boring after a while. And you know what's so sad about y'all? Y'all just go out here and be with people who don't got no dream, no desire, don't want to build shit. Y'all used to doing that. I had to learn that about myself, that I was up there being with women or around women who didn't believe in themselves and didn't want me to believe in myself, and was getting upset with me because I was believing in myself and trying to sabotage me because I was greater than everybody. Straight up. Because everybody see by myself, I'm a one-man show. I'm a one-man show by myself. That shit irritated me. I'm like, I'm supposed to just keep on trying to build stuff with people that don't want shit out of life. You don't want shit, so I ain't supposed to want shit. Oh, okay. Okay. That ain't fair to me. That's not fair to me. And it became tiresome. It's very, very tiresome.